Ladies and gentlemen, yes, this is your favorite show, Sports Unfolded, with your favorite hosts, Eric and Ron.
Hey, sports fans! Welcome to the best sport podcast on the planet, Sports Unfolded, where we cover all of this week's top sports stories. I am your host, Eric. Main man right over there, Ron. How are you tonight?
Little
Under the weather? Yeah.
Little under the weather again. But I'm still here. I'm still kicking.
It is the end of the year as we know it, so...
It is
a very, very catchy title.
And I'd like to say I feel fine.
Pretty impressed with that one. If you've not joined us before, we ask that you join us live in our chat. Just let us know what you think as we cover some of those topics. We'd love to hear from you out there tonight. But before we get started, Ron, let's thank those that help continue to help Sports Unfolded grow, especially starting with our friends there in Providence, Rhode Island.
Tonight's show is brought to you by Sprout Co-working. For all your co-working needs, large or small, visit sproutcoworking.com.
And also thank those in the Dallas, Georgia, 99.1 WDJY FM, Dallas, Georgia. Thank you for putting us on every Saturday at 1 p.m. Special contest for the new year as well, running there. So we're excited about that. And our good friends in Southeast Connecticut, SEC-TV, Public Access Channel 12. Thank you for putting us on every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. We appreciate the support there as well. And you out there, if you'd like, please join the chat tonight. Let's hear from you. Let's see what you got going on. Because it's still been crazy, man. Sports world does not take a break. Every time we think we're not going to have something to cover, it goes and proves us wrong. You can follow us on all our social media platforms as well. So many different ways to like and follow us. Excuse me. So you can join us there. Or if you just want to listen to us and you don't like our ugly mugs, you can listen on all the audio platforms as well.
Awesome. How could they not like these mugs?
I mean, come on. Two of the most handsome guys on the internet. Without a doubt. Ron, before we get started, I hope you had a pleasant holiday. Hopefully everyone. I heard you're sleeping.
I slept the whole entire day yesterday.
It's crazy, man. There's a lot going around though. This flu.
I had it on all the basketball games, and I just caught like bits and pieces here and there.
Yeah.
I finally woke up to watch the end of the Laker game. Boy, are they brutal. They're brutal.
Well, hopefully everyone out there had a wonderful Christmas and getting ready for the new year, which is crazy to think about already. Holy cow. But Ron, before we get started with our leadoff story, I did want, and I hope he joins tonight, our good friend Danny out there in California, because I distinctly remember saying I would wear a Dallas Cowboys jersey if they made the postseason. I have lived up to my part of the bet because I don't have to wear it because they're out. They are out. I love it. I can't wait to see Danny on tonight's show. All right, let's get this party started.
He might stay away because
he probably will.
You were going back and forth last week.
He knows. He knows what's up. All right, Ron, you ready to get this party started?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Ready.
This is a big story coming out of the NFL. Is Lamar Jackson done in Baltimore? So a lot of talk that he's not happy with the team, could see him possibly asking for a trade. Is this a good move for Lamar, good move for Baltimore, or is this just simply chatter and we shouldn't buy into it?
I think it's just chatter. Look, I mean, where you're going to end up? Are you going to end up somewhere on a winning team? I don't think so. It'll probably be more of a disaster than what they got right now.
I have 6 teams that we're going to discuss once we get through this.
All right, let's go.
All right, you want to start there? All right, so this is
absolutely.
This is some of the rumors of where Lamar Jackson may go. We'll start off Miami Dolphins. So from Miami or from the South Florida region, so he'd be going back home. We know that Tua has been benched, and most likely they're moving on from Tua.
Yeah,
could be a good landing spot for Lamar Jackson.
With at least Waddle. I don't know, what Tyreek Hill is really doing with his life. I don't know, but that's always a wild card. But I can see that one.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
Las Vegas Raiders. So the Geno Smith experience, that ride has ended, I believe, in Las Vegas. They
actually see that one too.
Right. So again, you think about them trying to keep people in the seats.
What's it going to cost, though? I mean, the cost might be too great.
It could be. This is the most interesting one because they have probably the most capital to make a deal happen. The New York Jets, right? We know Justin Fields not going to stay. Again, you look at it, they've got all those draft picks from the trades they made with Dallas.
They should have had a good team.
And the Colts, they needed quarterback play, right? Would be a big factor in that.
Yeah.
That one to me is the most interesting because, again, the New York market too, Lamar Jackson, now you're talking about star power in the Big Apple. Where else would you want to go? I mean, realistically, that's where you can, TV shows, movies, posters.
I mean, could you imagine him being the third best quarterback in that division?
Yeah, nice try. Atlanta Falcons. Penix Jr., injury prone. Kirk Cousins didn't work out. This was a team that was expected to be pretty good. A ton of offensive weapons. So you added Lamar Jackson to that.
You got Pitts there. That's that in itself, and Bijan.
Mm-hmm. So very interesting move there.
I think all of these are legitimate places that he'd be able to win at.
All right. Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, are they already rethinking this J.J. McCarthy thing?
I think most people are rethinking this J.J. McCarthy thing. He's hurt again, J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah,
so you sit back and go, okay, well, their biggest
clearly
issue,
made a big gap.
Horrible. Look at what Seattle's done with Sam Darnold. They're in the postseason.
He's even better in Seattle than he was in Minnesota.
And they might be the number 1 seed in the NFC. It's crazy. Yeah. Crazy to think about. Last but not least, you are correct, Ron. The Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I can't see it happening, though, in the division. No. Why would you want to trade them to a team you'd have to see twice a year? So I don't think that one's going to happen. I'd be more surprised if that was the move by the Baltimore Ravens because it just wouldn't make sense for their franchise.
Yeah, in fact, I'd probably lean towards somebody in the NFC.
Yeah, I could see them wanting to get him out of the AFC.
Just don't, because you don't want to face him in the postseason, because you don't want to break his heart that his old team would beat him, right?
Well,
he doesn't win in the postseason.
He's another guy, though, Ron, that we really got to talk about health because he doesn't seem to stay healthy either.
No.
And then even now, I don't know if this is a thing with the team and him that he's probably not playing this Sunday.
Probably not.
And you sit back and go, it always seems towards the end of the year that this guy's out.
The experts all are saying that he probably won't play this year.
Yeah, I think he's done for the season.
And
this is where I disagree with you. I think this is not chatter anymore. I think they are legitimately tired of the Lamar experience.
How many times are you going to lose in the playoffs? I mean, we talk about Pittsburgh losing in the playoffs first round all the time, right? But
At least they have a
Baltimore
winning
hasn't done
record.
much better.
Think about this, though. That at least the Steelers have a winning record every year. You sit
Right.
back and go, okay, listen, this guy's had losing records. He's not been around during the postseason to
Just
even
a
lose those
testament
games.
to- it's coaching, really.
So do you think, all right, let's do this one. More likely, Ron, John Harbaugh gets fired or they trade Lamar Jackson,
Trade Lamar Jackson.
right? So this is where I'm saying, I don't think.
Because, I mean, when you think about it, is Harbaugh, top 5 head coaches? No. But he's certainly in the top half.
Yeah, I think he's probably the top, 16.
And I don't know. When you start having a broken quarterback every year, it's tough to gain any momentum. And I'm not sure his explosiveness is going to come back to him.
Yeah. So 6-6 this season, Ron. 63.7% completion percentage, 2,311 yards passing, 8.1 yards per attempt, 18 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. So you sit back and you go, okay, not horrible.
No.
340 yards rushing, 5.4 yards per rush. That is his second lowest yards per attempt since his rookie season. This was a guy that was averaging 6 to almost 7 yards a carry.
Yeah.
He's lost a little bit of that step with his body breaking down at the way it is.
Yeah.
He's not as big as a dual threat like he used to be. You're not as afraid to watch him run.
It's like a running back, Eric. When you have a running back that keeps getting the ball and keeps running the ball and they get hit, and once they start having injuries, it's tough for a running back to recover from that. And he's experiencing that because he is, in fact, a secondary running back when you think about it. And he's not really trying to protect himself because most of the times he doesn't slide because he's just bigger than the other players.
Yeah, bigger, faster, normally, right?
Yeah.
And it's concerning to me when you're going to sit back and say, if you take that element out of Lamar Jackson's game, he's a good passing quarterback. He's not great. He's not elite. He's not a Tom Brady, a Peyton Manning, those guys that could just sit in a pocket and pick you apart. He needs his legs to be able to be a great quarterback.
He's better when he's on the run and then he looks for the open players, and he's much better at that because he creates that space and he has to create a doubt in the defense. Is he going to run the ball or is he going to throw the ball? Once he's out of that pocket, you don't know what he's going to do.
I am probably saying I'm going Jets, Dolphins as the two favorites to make this happen.
I agree with that.
So
and personally, I think it's a good place for him to go.
Yeah, those fans. If he goes to New York, I don't care. Jets fans. I mean, look at the time Brett Favre went. It was like, that's it. We're going to the Super Bowl. And granted, they went 9-7, but you know what I mean. It was that exciting. Aaron Rodgers, right? Yeah, right. First snap of the game.
4 and out.
Loving it. Right, but think about the excitement that this would bring to New York, and it
would.
And this isn't a guy that's at the end of his career. He's been in the league 8 years, so it's
the problem with all of this is what do you get for him, and then what do you do for a quarterback? That's why, to me, Miami makes a little more sense because you can get. And look, it's not great, but it is a stopgap until you find somebody. But you can get Tua and like a first-round pick.
I don't know. Baltimore, they might. No.
Well, I mean, it's trading one wounded for another, but at least you have a quarterback that is capable.
Hey, our quarterback now, his legs are a little messed up. Let's get the guy with the head injury. That should help. There you go.
Run.
Yeah.
At least he can run.
I don't know. I think
I'd
be shocked if Tua gets another job too, but
Yeah, I would too.
It'd be pretty interesting. Tua. You do
I don't know.
Tua?
I like all of those options, and I'll tell you, I actually like the Raiders option.
Yeah. Listen, I think there's more. It's more likely it happens. I think it's just going to be what do you get back for him? To your point,
Right.
I think the Jets have those draft picks in the first round. If they're willing to part with some of those to get Lamar Jackson,
Now,
it might
would
be
you
worth
do
it.
that for Lamar Jackson?
There has to be at least one of them. I would take one. I want one for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd give up two just based on his, like we said, his injury, situation. But you give up one first round and then a couple, a second and a third or something. I think he's worth 3 picks. All right, my friend. Let's continue talking some NFL.
There's always J.J. McCarthy in Minnesota. You can trade for him and
what
a
an
first
option.
round.
What an option. You get 4 or 5 games out of him every year. All right, Ron.
It's the same thing.
Let's talk a little more football here. DK Metcalf suspended for the last 2 games of the season after a fan altercation. It's on that side.
Yeah.
Do you think it was fair? So, do you mind if I start?
Go ahead.
All right, because I'm actually on the side of Metcalf in this.
Really? Yanking down the fan?
Yes, and I'm going to tell you why. So, first of all, there's 2 stories, and then there's the truth. Right? The fan saying that all he did was call him by his government name, the Carius, whatever, Metcalf. Metcalf saying that it was a racial slur and something about his mother, regardless. DK Metcalf, Ron, if you have never seen a picture of this man with his shirt off, is absolutely one of the fittest individuals in the NFL. 6'4", 229 pounds. I don't think there's an ounce of fat on him. I think I inherited all his fat. If this was on the street and they were walking by, I don't care if it was his government name, a slur, his mom, he wouldn't say a word, this fan, because he would know that realistically, I am going to get my ass kicked. But these fans nowadays feel like I have some kind of pressure I can put on them, and they can't do a single thing back to me. So I'm not saying, like, listen, you can't grab a fan, you can't do. But at some point, where's the line where these fans have to say, you can cheer on your team, you can crap on the refs at times, but there's a point where you're on the sidelines and just berating these players with negative comments or saying things that honestly, if you saw these guys in the street, I'm not messing with a defensive lineman that weighs 350 pounds and is 6'5".
Or a linebacker in Baltimore.
Right? Super Bowl, good call. But think about it. Why is it okay because I'm in a stadium where I basically can say whatever I want and there's not a single thing you can do about it because then it affects me as a player? Right? He's suspended. He's lost $555,000 for the rest of the year. And Ron, in his contract, if he was suspended, he loses another $45 million now. $45 million off of that contract for being suspended. That gets voided. That's insane for me to think about.
Well, it's interesting that's in his contract.
Yeah, because maybe it was probably because they thought he was like he dopes or whatever, and who knows? And Pittsburgh was like, you know what, we're not chancing it if he gets suspended. Because again, this guy is just, when I talk fit, man, he's a freak of nature.
And I see your point. I do see your point. Fans feel privileged that they can say and do anything in that stadium, and it's just absolutely not true. And it is up to the stadium to kind of police this, right? And it can't be policed by the players. And I look, and I don't like that it happened. And I do feel bad for DK Metcalf because, something that the person said really got to him.
Yeah. Listen, I got a buddy that if I call him by his full name, he likes to be called by his, is shorten his name, right? And I know when I do it that I'm antagonizing him.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing it on purpose. Like I want to get a rise out of my buddy. Like, okay, you know what? I'm going to call you this. And he's like, I don't like that. It could be the same thing for DK. Like maybe he doesn't want this guy to call him that. And I guess they ran into each other. They said when he was with Seattle last year, the same fan said something to DK. So again, how many times is it okay before we say, listen, I don't care if you spent $200 on a ticket.
It's never okay. All right. So in this case, first of all, Metcalf has to control himself. And I know it's not easy because, I'm a loose cannon at times.
What?
Although I don't have the physique of DK Metcalf, and I'm not going to yank a fan out of the stands.
I will say this though, side by side, Ron, so close.
We're pretty close. Pretty close. About the same amount of hair.
Yeah.
Sort of. Well, maybe not. But he has to control himself, and it's up to him to say, security, can you get rid of that fan?
Yeah, so I guess he got
LeBron
him thrown
does
out.
it.
Yeah. He got him thrown out of, I think, last year's game.
And that's what he needs to do. And the stadium needs to ban him from the stadium.
And I also don't understand why they allow players to get that close. Like, maybe the NFL's got to keep security towards the walls, too, sometimes, just the...
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, you want the fan interaction, but you don't want the fan interaction like this.
So, this is... I don't know. Listen, I agree with you on the one part. He shouldn't have won. He shouldn't have done what he did.
And to answer the question, it's fair.
Yeah, listen,
Two games.
We're old enough to remember the Malice in the Palace with the Detroit Pistons and the Indiana Pacers and what that turned into. And I don't think any of us ever wanted to see that again.
It was nothing like the Madison Square Garden Boston Bruins Ranger game when the Bruins went up into the stands.
Yeah, right. Well, that game, if you don't remember
Mike
that's what happened.
Beat a guy with his own shoe.
Yeah. Like this is the stuff that, listen, at some point it gets to that point. And luckily this didn't get to that point. But that's where I say sometimes maybe security has to be around a little bit more
Security
to say.
Does. They have to have, at least one at the ends of every section.
And I don't care.
Because if there was security in that area, DK Metcalf could have just said, hey, can you get this guy out of here?
Right,
but it wasn't, because when you look at the picture, there's no official from the stadium anywhere there.
So I don't know. He's gonna miss games against the Browns and the Ravens. Pittsburgh has to win at least one of those games to make sure they win the division or in the playoffs. I don't think
there's a problem with that.
So you never know. The Browns, man, come on. All right, Ron. Great story. Good comments, man. Get people out there live, man. Join in. Let us know. What do you think? DK Metcalf suspension. Was it fair? Was it just? All right, let's talk some games of interest for week 17 already. Yeah, man, I cannot.
One more week left. That's it.
Isn't this insane? Forget it. I can't. NFL, go to 35 games. Go to 35 games. I don't know. Half the year, something. 26 games at least.
26.
Go half the year, right?
You have like 5 guys standing at the end of the year.
The Texans-Chargers game, that's a really big game. Chargers are already in. Texans are still trying to get in. Most likely of the teams left that could get in, they have the best shot. But
yeah, I'm hoping that the Chargers beat Houston and the Colts win. Because if the Patriots have to play somebody, I'd much rather them play the Colts than Houston.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
It goes without saying.
Phillip Rivers, I'll take that all day versus that Houston defense. I agree with you. I also had that Seattle Panthers game. The Panthers,
they could win that division if they take care of business this week.
Listen,
even if they lose, they have to face Tampa Bay in the final week for the division.
My one of my good friends is a Panthers fan. Don't ask me why, because I break his chops all the time about it. But I will say this. They win games against the teams they shouldn't. They beat the Rams. They beat all the good teams. And then they lost to the Saints. Yeah. And I'm like, you guys had the shot to get in. All you have to do is beat the Saints. You would have been 2 games up. It would have been this would have been wouldn't matter, this game. Non-factor in their season.
They've played well.
But they're most likely they play well against the good teams. They could win this game, and then they're playing for the division, which they lead right now over Tampa.
Yeah. So if Tampa Bay loses this week, it doesn't matter.
They're playing the Dolphins. I don't see that happening.
Right. But I'm just saying, Tampa Bay could lose that game. I don't know what happened to this team. I think the Patriots win killed anything that they had going.
I think Baker's hurt too. More than he's letting up.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because he's not doing the things he's done. Yeah. What else? I had the Jags at the Colts. I don't see that up there, but I thought, again, to your point,
but it is a big game.
Jags, all of a sudden, like, where'd they come from? And then they beat the Broncos last week. They beat the Broncos in Denver, Ron.
No sense.
In Denver.
And I thank them for it.
And they put up like 30-something points on the Broncos.
Now
defense.
We just need Denver to lose their last game.
Right? They got to lose one of them. Any one of them. Eagles,
they
Bills.
won Thursday, right? Didn't they play Thursday?
Yes, they beat the Chiefs. Yeah, so they got 1 game left. You are correct. Eagles at Bills, right? That's interesting because both these teams still haven't figured out an identity. So both are probably in the postseason. I know Buffalo's already in, and the Eagles won the division. Who'd they beat? Oh, that's right, the Cowboys. Danny, where are you? Where are you, Danny?
He's not showing up today.
But I will say that, again, defending Super Bowl champs have not looked like defending champs this season.
But that could change. Like, when you think about it, where's Buffalo's weakness?
The running. They can't stop the run. And now you get Saquon and, the best running team in the league.
Like, I would just run the ball with him
all day.
At least the first 2 downs. At least. If not all 3. And just keep running the ball until they can stop it.
Yeah.
If they can't stop it, you just keep doing it.
Agreed. Then you got that last game, the Bears 49ers.
Yeah. I mean, this is interesting because Chicago could possibly take away that number 1 seed, as can San Francisco.
Yeah.
I mean, that division, that West division, I mean, you got Seattle with 3 losses, and you have San Francisco and the Rams with 4. Yeah, so nothing is determined yet.
That NFC West is ridiculous. That is a crazy division right now. And then listen, this feels like old school, late 80s, early 90s, Chicago, San Francisco. Like, these are 2 teams that if you said at the beginning of the year, you thought San Fran maybe, but all the injuries that they've overcome.
What a difference their coach has made.
Yeah. Yeah, for Chicago
looks like a total different team.
Yeah, Ben Johnson. Listen, you remember last time when we hired Mayo here in New England, I said I wanted Ben Johnson. Because think about what he would have done with Drake May. I mean, but I know we got Vrabel, so we'll be all right. We're all right.
I'm happy with what they have now anyway.
Now, yes, but last season,
that Mayo year was just.
Yeah, it was more like
fact that
it was like
ruined the first round pick.
Yeah, it was like a light mayo too. It wasn't even real heavy, like the good mayo.
It was generic mayo.
Right? Like it was that it was that dollar store mayo that hold on a second.
It's $1.25 now.
I know. I was talking to somebody about that the other day. Like, when are they going to change the signs? It's not a dollar store anymore. It's a $1.25 store.
And I don't know if you've noticed.
Five Below.
Like, they
Five
have
Below.
a lot of $5 products in there now.
Yeah, Five Below is no longer Five Below. There's like, a $20 section, a $10.
Yeah.
Wait, it's Five and Below.
Yeah. Nope.
What is
anymore.
going on, man? Holy cow. I can't anymore. All right, Ron, let's move on to our starting five. Our starting five tonight. Had a little fun. Let's go. Wait, a lot of hometown stuff tonight for our last show of the year. So we said, let's have some fun and pick our starting five Patriot running backs of all time. I will say this. We didn't have a real like top-notch running back ever in New England's history.
We did.
We had some good ones. We've had good ones. Not a Barry Sanders or a Walter Payton or some of these.
No, nothing like that.
But we've had some good running backs. So you are first. We are first. You are first this week, Ron. I'm sure you got 17 honorable mentions.
I've only got 4.
Holy Toledo. Go ahead.
My first honorable mention, and I didn't realize this, Antoine Smith played 3 years here in New England, and he played 4 in Buffalo. So it's only a 1-year difference. I was not aware of that. But the man did get, a couple of Super Bowls with New England because he didn't win one with Buffalo.
Did not.
Smart move.
Let's continue to piss off every fan in every part of the country, Ron. That's what we do.
Yeah, number 3, my second moving up, Ramondre Stevenson. Despite his fumbles, he's actually been pretty good.
He does have, he averages close to the most yardage in New England history.
4.3 yards per carry. It is, I believe, the most out of all the ones that I did.
Yeah.
He did have 25 rushing touchdowns and 2 receiving touchdowns so far. So I put him at honorable mention, which is a lot higher than I thought he was going to be.
Yeah. Okay.
My other honorable mention, LeGarrette Blount.
One of my honorable mentions.
Wow. But we'll say Blunt because
that's what he was known as. LeGarrette Blount was one of my honorable mentions.
Yeah, he was fantastic, actually. I mean, I remember them when they were in that within 5 yards to the goal line, they would just give it to him, and he's just a bull.
He was a beast. Yes, he was.
So he was pretty good. I did appreciate those 2 Super Bowls from him as well.
Agreed.
All right. My final honorable mention is the bubble. This guy was on my bubble, and I have James White.
Ooh.
And when you look at his numbers, all right, he played 95 games for the Patriots, but it seemed like every time they needed somebody to step up, he was the guy.
Big moments.
Big moments, huge moments.
Some Super Bowl that they came back in. I don't
know. His numbers are
Dallas.
modest. Look, he is a third down running back. That's what he is.
Mm-hmm.
But every single time they needed something, he stepped up. If it wasn't going to be, Edelman or Gronk or Wes Welker, whoever it may be, he would be the guy that stepped up.
Yeah, I could see it.
He did that. So honorable mention.
All right. LeGarrette Blount was one. My bubble guy, that gentleman right there, Corey Dillon, was my bubble. Did not make my list, but it was listen, when he came here, a lot of controversy with the Bengals, and he just put his nose down and went to work and rushed for I think it was almost 3,000 yards in the 2 seasons that he was here. So
he had 3,180.
Yeah. So, great job in 2 years. 2 years, right? 2 or 3?
Believe it was 3.
Yeah, 04, 05, 06 thing.
He did win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he did. All right, so that gets us to our list. Our starting 5 New England Patriot running backs of all time, Ron. Who do you have at number 5?
I have James Nance at number 5.
Wow.
James Nance. I liked his numbers. I mean, obviously, he didn't really have much to go with him, back in the day. The guy had 5,323 yards in his 94 games. He had 45 rushing touchdowns, and he had a receiving touchdown. But that is pretty good numbers. That's 6,100 yards total between rushing and receiving. So I gave him the nod at number 5.
Wow.
He did have 2 Pro Bowls and 3 All-Pro.
All right. My number 5, that gentleman right there in the middle, Kevin Falk, who became the first legitimate third down back. Like, if you look at it, 5th all-time in rushing yards for the New England Patriots, 431 yards receptions, 431 receptions for his career, and a 3-time champion. So I put Kevin Falk at number 5, played from 1999 to 2011 with the Patriots. So Kevin Falk, number 5 for me.
All right. Number 4, I have Sam Bam Cunningham.
Wow, we saw this list a lot, definitely. Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's completely different.
Oh,
so Sam Bam Cunningham with his 5,453 yards, 100 more than James Nance. He also had 43 rushing touchdowns and 6 receiving touchdowns. And the man had 6,400 yards, both running and receiving. That is pretty good. He also had a Pro Bowl, and that was good enough for me for number 4.
All right. I became a New England Patriot fan in 1985, the first run to the Super Bowl, squish the fish, bury the bears. That's when I really got my first taste of football. And this was their running back, and so he made my list at number 4. Tony Collins, 3rd all-time in yards, 4,647 yards rushing, and 1 Pro Bowl. Played for 6 years with this team, but I will never forget him in those Super Bowls in just number 33. And Tony Collins, one of my favorite running backs, because that was the first one for me. So he made my list. Craig James, that was the year with him and Craig James.
Yeah.
So number 3.
Number 3, I have Corey Dillon. Look, 3,180 rushing yards, average 4.2 yards per attempt, 37 rushing touchdowns. He also had 431 receiving yards with a couple of touchdowns there. A Pro Bowl, an All-Pro, and a Super Bowl appearance. I think he really stabilized that running back core for the New England Patriots and got him to win.
Okay. At number 3 for me, if this man had stayed in New England instead of bolting after 3 years, he would have definitely broken every single record in Patriots history. Curtis Martin, 95 through 97. In that short time of 3 years, he's 4th all-time in rushing yards with the New England Patriots. 1st in yards per game, 84.4 yards per game is the most of any New England Patriot running back in history. 2 Pro Bowls and 1 All-Pro with the Patriots. Obviously went on to the Hall of Fame with the Jets. But again, if he had stayed in New England, he would have been number 1 by far on this list. But number 3 for me.
Yeah, I have him at number 2, Eric, because I thought very highly of him. And if he would have stayed in New England, he surely would have broken all the records.
Yeah.
And And frankly, I'm disappointed in the team when he walked.
Yeah.
I'm
All right.
disappointed because I thought that they should have kept him. He would have been really a legitimate running back that could be an all-pro pretty much every year if they gave him the ball.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right, number 2 for me. I went Sam Cunningham here, 73-82 with the Patriots. He is the all-time rushing leader in New England Patriot history, 5,453 yards, second in rushing touchdowns with 43, and he did go to a Pro Bowl. Nobody in New England seemed to go to any Pro Bowls back then because they weren't very good.
Yeah.
So the fact that he made one was pretty impressive, but the fact that he's the all-time leading rusher in New England.
Yeah, and he was somebody that I was considering, but there's one number that I dropped him down because of, and that is the yards per attempt was only 3.9, and I didn't like that number. I think, it also
you got to blame
depended
the line
heavily
too,
on the
right?
team around him.
Yeah, so. All right, that brings us to number 1. Your number 1 is?
Yeah, and frankly, I'm kind of disappointed in you, Eric. I thought you would have this guy at number 1, and you clearly did not. I have Kevin Falk, number 1. Yes, he isn't flashy. He does his job, but when you add up his numbers, 7,300 yards between rushing and receiving, that is the best. Out of all these guys, he was the best in my opinion. And plus, like you said, he made that third down back what it is today.
Agreed. The reason I didn't
much to this team.
Yeah, I couldn't apply the receiving numbers because back in the old days they didn't throw to the running backs like they do
right
now.
Right.
So it's hard to. It's hard. He's 5th all time on the team in rushing, but I agree. I still gave him a notch for the 431 receptions.
And I get it. I get it.
3-time champion.
There's something in my heart.
Yeah, I got
about Kevin Falk. I mean,
yeah.
We give players like
Willie. Thanks for joining.
Like
Happy
Brady.
Birthday. Whose birthday is it? Yours?
Will Smith is here.
No.
Yeah,
Hold on. Will Smith. Does this remind you of anything? Oh, Chris Rock. All right.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
All right.
Yeah, so what I was saying is, like, we always remember, like, Brady, of course, Ty Law, Teddy, and of course, even Mike Rabel.
Yeah.
We remember all those guys.
Yeah.
But Kevin Falk meant so much to this team.
Agreed.
I mean, he was a leader. And I don't know. I just like what he's done for his career and the fact that he played his whole career with the Patriots. And I appreciate that. And I love Kevin Falk.
All right.
Not the most talented guy in the world, but,
Yeah. I had Jim Nance at number 1. 65-71. Second all-time in yards, 5,323. Really only about 100 yards difference from Sam Cunningham. Also the leader in rushing touchdowns in New England Patriot history with 45.
Right. Yeah.
2-time Pro Bowler, so one more than Sam Cunningham. And he was a 2-time All-Pro. So twice he was the best running back in the league. And a Player of the Year. He won a Player of the Year.
He was All-Pro 3 times.
I only saw it. Well, only for the Patriots. I only did it for the Patriots. I don't think he played for anybody else.
No, he didn't play for anybody else. I think he was an All-Pro 3 times.
All right, I'll look it up right now, buddy. Well, Willie, is it your birthday?
Maybe it's Frosty's birthday.
Frosty.
Happy birthday!
No, 2-time All-Pro.
Okay. All right, so I misread.
66 and 67.
Okay.
He was a second-team All-Pro in 69. Yeah, see, 130.
That's what it was. Okay.
133 reception. Like, they didn't throw to the running backs back then.
I mean, our list really isn't that
No, it's just flip the names around. And you didn't have Tony Collins. So I didn't have.
No, I didn't have Tony
Corey
Collins.
Dillon. But my Tony Collins was more because of more that.
Maybe my Tony Collins is Kevin Falk.
Yeah, maybe.
Not that I started watching them when he came, but
same number too.
It's just, there's just a little something for Kevin Falk, I guess. I don't know.
I love it. All right. Great list, man. Great. Listen, they did the things they needed to do. And, some of these guys, and think about it, a lot of these guys didn't last more than 3-4 years with the Patriots. It was like, Kevin Falk was there, right? Curtis Martin, 3 years. Corey Dillon, 3 years. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, because they just go out and get another guy.
Yeah. So, all right, let's talk some NBA, Ron. And we're going to, again, keeping it local tonight, end of the year. Do you think it's a smart move to have Jayson Tatum return to the Boston Celtics this season?
Hell yeah.
Well, I'm complete off. No way.
Yes. Because, look, I mean, if he comes back, say he comes back in February, right?
Okay, that's what
you got a couple of months for him to get into game shape.
Yeah.
And, look, why not? You're right now in what, third place?
Second in the Atlantic Division.
See? Second place in the Atlantic. Well, third in the conference.
East. Yeah.
And to me, you have Jayson Tatum back. You can contend to get out of the East.
So
I'm sorry, none of these teams is scaring me. Detroit is clearly better than everybody in the conference.
I will say this: I don't think they're a championship team.
No, I don't think so.
Even with Jayson Tatum, I like what I'm seeing from a lot of the young players.
Yeah.
So you're going to take minutes away when Tatum comes back, because now that takes away from those guys where they can develop. So that next season, a fully healthy Jayson Tatum, they're going to pick up a chip. Jaylen Brown is playing at an all-NBA level right now.
Yes, he is.
Right? So now you see what he's able to do. I think you risk the fact of Tatum not being fully healthy trying to come back, and maybe a little too early.
Well, I just think it if he comes back, it's because he can come back and he's ready to come back.
And that's what they said.
I don't want him to come back too early.
But again, if I'm sitting back and I'm the Boston Celtics, do I want to ruin the chemistry? Do I really want to mess with things? Do I think him coming back gets me to the? Is it going to get you to the NBA Finals?
It could. Like I said, do I expect them to be in the finals if Jayson Tatum comes back? No, I'm not expecting that. But they certainly can get there, because the East is not so good.
So here's another thing, Ron, though. Think about the way they're playing right now, even offensively. Jaylen Brown dominates the ball, right? You got Derek White, you got Peyton Pritchard, Jordan Walsh has come in and done some things. And now you're going to change the offensive philosophy towards the end of the year going into the postseason. Because now who's your ball dominant guy? Jayson Tatum's your ball dominant guy. Jayson Tatum is your ball dominant guy.
Change this year. I think first of all, they would ease him in. He's going to have a limit on minutes. Okay, so I don't see this being a problem at all. And in fact, it could only help those players with Jayson Tatum in the lineup. And I'd have him coming off the bench.
Yeah,
if he can do that, you don't know how far these guys can go. Like I said, I think Detroit is clearly better than everybody else in that conference. But they can get there to play Detroit in that conference finals. And I think they can be there anyway. Now, I'm not sure if Jayson Tatum puts them over the top or not. I think it just stays the status quo. I think they would lose to Detroit no matter what. I'm just saying it gives them a shot to get there. I mean, is that a bad thing?
No, but again, I don't think it's going to change the chemistry of what this team's doing now. So you have to offensively change your philosophies, which I think you don't want to ruin right now. And that's why I'm saying I don't know if it's a great move. Look, they're second in defensive points allowed as well. Yeah. So they're playing on both ends of the court.
Yeah, they are.
And it's like you throw this big piece back into the puzzle, and sometimes it messes it up.
It's no different than making a trade at mid-season.
Yeah, how many times do we say certain trades they don't work out because those players just can't mesh or they can't?
But this is Tatum.
Luka Doncic with the Lakers didn't help him.
Well, Luka's looking like his old self.
Where's Danny? What another shot at Danny right there. All right, let's talk some baseball, Ron. Can Munetaka
Wait, what is that?
Murakami turn
the
White
Sox?
No, it's not
Murakami. There's no N in there.
I didn't say N. Murakami.
No, you said Murakami.
Did I say Konami? Maybe I want to play some video games. Murakami.
Munetaka Murakami.
Turn around the Chicago White Sox franchise. What do you think?
No.
It helps. Doesn't this help, though?
It all helps.
Listen, when I started to look at this deal, I said, how smart is it for both of these sides? The White Sox, listen, it's a 2-year, $34 million deal. The kid comes in, he's no good. Hey, we swung and missed. If the kid's good, now he could get paid, maybe not by the White Sox at that point.
This is the same franchise as Boston, only a different color sock.
I don't know, dude.
2-year contract, right? 2 years. So
25. The kid's 25.
In his second year, he's going to get traded for more chips because this team doesn't keep anybody.
Agreed, but it's tough when you're coming over and you're not sure the quality of the players. So I think this was a smart move by both of these sides. Can he hit major league pitching? We don't know.
Yeah, I do. He'll hit.
Okay, so if he does, he also strikes out a lot.
Yeah,
which could be a problem.
Who doesn't these days?
They traded Andrew Vaughn last year to the Brewers, so they needed a first baseman. He fills that slot.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not a good signing.
His career,
great signing.
270 batting average. That team last year batted 232. They were 27th in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, they're horrible.
Yeah. Len Sosa was their leading.
The problem is he's not going to change. He's not going to move the needle. Why? Because they do sell off their pieces. You know, they sell off all of their pitching. They sell off all of their good hitters. And this is what they do. They just keep trying to get pieces. And those pieces never turn out to be anything because
they don't give them enough time.
They don't give them a shot.
Okay.
This is the Boston Red Sox with a different color sock.
But if he can change the franchise enough that they're winning, I'm not saying they go from last to first, but if they win, maybe they start to say, oh, let's build around this kid. Let's keep him. Let's sign him.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that, Eric.
Maybe they haven't done it because they haven't had quality play. Look at what the A's are doing. Oakland's starting to buy all these guys because they know they need players for Vegas.
They know they're going to be moving to Las Vegas, so they don't give a rat's ass about
they need a team.
Payroll.
You need a team that people are going to want to come see. I think Chicago made this move to say, hey, listen, this may be a move to get us to a point.
Year two, they trade him for a couple of pitchers and a prospect first baseman. That's what they're going to do.
A couple of also Japanese players that did pretty well in Major League Baseball history. Ichiro, right?
Yes.
Not bad. Shohei Ohtani, I think he's doing pretty well right now.
Yeah.
Hideki Matsui, again, another guy that did pretty well.
Absolutely.
So, again, you never know. Some of these guys are good. Some of these guys turn into greats.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. I agree with you, though. It's going to be a tough sledding. Listen, they were 27th in RBIs,
I'm
20,
not
30
confident.
home runs. It gives him a bump, but I don't think it's enough of a bump to really move the
Yeah.
needle. And to your
And-
point, are they going to keep him long term?
Right.
So if he does hit
next
well,
year they're probably going to get rid of a couple more players.
and think about what he's thinking. He's like, you know what? I signed a 2-year deal, man. If I can hit, 50 dingers a season, I'm gonna get paid, man. And so he's like loving life.
Yeah, because if he turns out to be an all-star,
Yeah, he knows he's gonna get paid. Yeah,
and
All
he'll
right.
become a free agent, and that means they're going to trade him.
crazy. Murakami. God. All right. Welcome to Major League Baseball. All right, Ron. Before we move on to our split decisions, can you tell all the wonderful people out there about our friends there in Providence, Rhode Island?
I suppose. Tonight's show is brought to you by the all-new 990 WBOB radio page, offering links to your favorite Providence shows, including Sports Unfolded and the Bryant Bulldog Sports Hour.
So check that out. Our good friends there. Also want to say thank you to our good friends in Dallas, Georgia, 99.1 WDJY FM in Dallas, Georgia. Thank you for your support, as well as great contest coming up in January over there in Georgia, as well as our good friends at SEC TV, Public Access Channel 12. Thank you for putting us throughout Connecticut. We appreciate the support. Ron, it is split decision time.
It's time for split decision.
Our split decision segment, we give each other two more likely questions and we have to make a decision. You are first this week, my friend, so let's hear your first split decision.
All right, Eric, we're going to go this one first, assuming it is appropriate with the timing. What team more likely received coal in their stockings?
Ooh, all right. All right, little Christmas theme to it.
The Milwaukee Bucks, the Cleveland Cavaliers, or the Memphis Grizzlies?
More likely had coal in their stocking. If I was gonna say, Grizzlies, yeah, they had the shortest run of all of these teams. I you know what? I'm gonna go the Bucks here, and the reason why I go with the Bucks is I just feel like this Giannis thing. It's like a family breaking up, and Santa wouldn't be happy about that. So he's like, you know what? You are a bad boy, Giannis. So I'm going Bucks here. I mean, the Cavs, they're okay. The Grizzlies, I think, listen, they've never really, they had one or two good years. That's it. So
the Grizzlies and Cavs are still at least in the play-in.
Yeah.
Milwaukee Bucks are not.
Yeah. And it's probably going to get worse because there's still talk that Giannis is on the move.
Oh, he's going. That is
all right.
for sure. That's really gonna.
If I'm the Knicks too, they're saying New York.
It's gonna piss off. What's his face from the Pacers? Well, they got him from the Pacers. I can't think of his name.
That's gonna. Yeah. All right. Your first split decision, Ron. Which player is more likely to be the next 30 goals scored this season? Morgan Geekie, who has 25, Connor McDavid, who has 23, or Jason Robinson, who has 23. Currently, the only player in NHL with 30 goals is Nathan MacKinnon. So who's joining Nathan MacKinnon as the next 30 goal scorer?
The way Edmonton has been scoring goals, I have to go with Connor McDavid, McJesus.
Yeah, you don't want to go Geekie? You don't believe 5 goals? He's the closest.
I know he's the closest, but Connor McDavid can get that in one game.
Yeah.
He can get it in one game. I think he's still irritated. He's not the league leader right now.
Yeah. That's starting to really play him. Draisaitl are putting up some points now.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
all right.
It's going to change.
Okay.
It's going to change.
All right. Your second split decision, Ron.
All right. Which team is more likely to win a Super Bowl next season?
Okay. Not this season. Next season.
Not this season. Next season.
Go ahead.
Kansas City Chiefs, Cincinnati Bengals, Detroit Lions, or Dallas Cowboys?
Kansas City
Disappointed
Chiefs.
Danny's not here.
Kansas City Chiefs. The dumb question. And I'm going to tell you why it's a dumb question, Ron.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
The Cowboys will never get back to a Super Bowl. They just won't. And it's not, I'm not hating. I just don't feel like, well, let me rephrase that. Until Jerry Jones is no longer running the team.
Okay.
The Detroit Lions had their window. It's closed. They're going to go back to being, these 8-9, 9-8.
He lost the brains of the team.
So, yeah, you can see what Ben Johnson's done for this team, because Aaron Glenn's team sucks in the Jets. But what Ben Johnson's been able to do for that offense in Chicago, you could tell he had such a big piece of what they did in Detroit.
Yeah.
Who was the other team? You had one more team before
Cincinnati.
Kansas City. Cincinnati Bengals. I think this Joe Burrow thing gets ugly quick. I think he retires. I honestly think Joe Burrow may walk away from football, do like an Andrew Luck type style, and say, see you later. See you later. Because I just don't think he once you lose the enjoyment of playing, I don't think it's even going to another team. You lost that love and feeling.
You lost that love,
right? Right. And that's where I think ultimately, I think he leaves, and I think the Bengals it's a reboot at that point. So I could see Kansas City, honestly, with Patrick Mahomes. This happened with Brady.
Ginger back.
The craziest stat I've heard ever, and this is what separates the GOAT thing from Tom Brady to anybody else. Tom Brady never took a snap in his entire football career where his team was eliminated from the postseason. Think about that, people, when you're out there. 19 years? Every snap he took, his team was still in the postseason hunt.
Yeah.
Until his very last snap. Like, that's insane to think about. Like, these guys, look at Patrick Mahomes, like 6-10 this year. That team is a train wreck. They've been out of it for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What's
Brady his injury, by the way? What is his injury?
It was the knee. Two ACL and something else.
So he might not be back?
No, they said he'll be back week 1. He's already had a schedule, which is crazy. The medicine nowadays is insane, but he'll be back. All right, your second split decision. Man, we got off topic for a second there. Which is a more likely landing spot for outfielder Kyle Tucker? So the number 1 free agent left in baseball. Toronto Blue Jays, which has picked up a lot of steam recently. The Los Angeles Dodgers, the New York Mets, or the New York Yankees. Where is Kyle Tucker more likely?
He's going to the Dodgers.
This Toronto thing's picking up steam, though.
Dodgers are going to pay him like $1 billion, and it's all going to be deferred.
Could be. I think he's going to the Mets. They gotta figure it out after losing Alfonso.
They lost a lot of players.
Yeah. Juan Soto's got to be so happy.
So and it's glad. Alonso, not Alfonso.
Yeah, whatever his name is. He's a bum. He's a bum now. He didn't come to New York. He didn't go to the Yankees. Pete Alfonso. Alfonso Ellis was a pretty good player for the Denver Nuggets back in the day. Now, I'm way off topic. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Let's talk some NHL, Ron. Let's do that. Let's talk about your good friend there, Morgan Geekie. Do you think he deserves a spot on the Canadian Olympic team?
He deserves a spot. But.
So I wanted to ask you this question, because you are a hockey connoisseur. You know hockey like mean, better than just about anybody I've ever met. He plays center, Geekie.
Well,
okay. Well, so far, this is the expected centers for the Canadian Olympic team. So let me ask you this. Does he get a spot over Sidney Crosby? Take your feelings out of it.
Well, see, here's the thing.
Here we go.
Sidney Crosby isn't going to play center. You might want to wait first before you boo me. Sidney Crosby is slated to be on the left wing with Nathan McKinnon and Sam Reinhart.
Okay, yeah. Because those are also the centers. Connor McDavid and Braden Point are the other centers that they're saying.
Well, they're saying McDavid will center Braden Point on the left and Mitch Marner on the right. So those two lines, they're set. Here's where it gets tricky. I see 4 spots available, but it's not a guarantee he gets in, because the third line looks like Cirelli, which I would take Morgan Geekie over that all day. And he's slated to center Hagel on the left side and Seth Jarvis on the right side. Now, these are all good players, but I think Geekie is better than all 3 of them. And then there's Rob Thomas, slated to center the 4th line with Sam Bennett, which they can't take him out of the lineup, and Mark Stone, and I don't think they can take him out of the lineup. So it's really Hagel, Cirelli, Jarvis, and Thomas. Those are the spots. But you also have Celebrini and Connor Bedard and Brad Marchand, who require spots. So there are 4 spots that could be up for grabs, but the chances all 4 of those players not make the team is slim. Now, I think Marchand has to be in there. He has to be in there. So he takes the Hagel spot. Connor Bedard is probably getting in there, and he's going to take most likely Thomas's spot. And how do you leave off Celebrini as well? And I think he takes Cirelli's spot. So that means Seth Jarvis is the only option. And he's not a bad scorer either. So does Geekie get in? I think he deserves a spot.
Yeah, I think the problem with Geekie is he's just started to really come into his own.
Right.
So you got to look at his 5-year career, and the last 2 have been better. And obviously this season he's on a phenomenal pace, right? So I think that's why you could sit back and say he deserves it based on this season. A lot of the guys you're talking about are either the young stars that are fresh, or they've been veterans that have been doing it for a lot longer and been consistent with it. So I don't think he gets in.
I don't think he gets in either. And it's no slight really to him, because all these players are great players.
Yeah, agreed.
You know, I think the weakest one is probably Thomas.
And you said USA's winning this?
Oh, I have no idea. I haven't even seen
okay, because I was like, that's a hell of a... Well, they haven't really announced any players yet, but if any of those guys... I mean, that's a hell of a team.
Right. That's a hell of a team.
Like,
but the United States are going to have a pretty good squad, too.
Okay.
I don't know if they'll have one of the Kachucks. I don't think Matthew is going to be in there.
All right, Ron. Let's great discussion. Good luck, Morgan Geekie. Hey, what a hell of a season he's having, too.
I actually hope that he doesn't go.
25 goals, 14 assists, 39 points.
He's been fantastic, and he's been doing it really without Pasternak.
Yeah, he had 57 points last season. He's what? 20.
He's like
20,
in the top 3 in goals scored for this calendar year.
28 points. He's second in scoring right now. Goals.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah. All right, let's continue this NHL talk with our pick and roll.
It's time for pick and roll.
Yeah, this was a good one. Pick and roll. These NHL players had a 52-goal season in their career. Episode 52 of season 5, hence the 52 goals. And they were Dino Ciccarelli, Luc Robitaille, Keith Tkachuk, Teemu Selanne, Jerome Iginla, and Brendan Shanahan.
I'm impressed that you got Robitaille's name right.
You are I actually know Luc Robitaille, so
he's one of my favorite non-Bruin players.
Back in our NHL 94 Sega Genesis days, Ron. You are first this week, Ron, so I can't wait to hear your pick and roll.
Yeah, and frankly, I would like all of these players on my team. But Dino Ciccarelli got the short straw at number 6 with his 608 goals, 592 assists, 1,200 points in 1,232 games played. But he was a -4. 73 game winners. He is a Hall of Famer, and that's all he's got. And I don't understand this. Dino Ciccarelli is a Hall of Famer. I get that, and he should be. At number 5, I have Keith Tkachuk, who is not in the Hall of Fame. And I don't know how that has happened. 1,201 games played, 538 goals, 527 assists, 1,065 points. He is a +33 with 72 game winners, and he's a 2-time All-Star. I'm stunned that he's only a 2-time All-Star. I'm stunned that Ciccarelli wasn't an All-Star.
Yeah.
Number 4, I have Jerome Iginla. This guy right over here.
You're really bad with your points.
No, because I have it. I don't have the mirror thing.
Yeah.
I have it,
Yeah.
So 1,554 games played, 625 goals, 675 assists for 1,300 points. He is a +30 and 101 game winners. 101. He's a Hall of Famer, 4-time All-Star, 2-time Rocket Richard Award winner for the most goals in a season. He's also won the Art Ross for scoring, a Pearson, Clancy, and a Marc Messier Award. Such a great player. Such a great player. Was a great player.
Mm-hmm.
Not playing anymore.
No.
Number 3, I have Luc Robitaille, my favorite player of this list. 1,431 games played, 668 goals, 726 assists, 1,394 points. So he just missed by 37 points for a point per game.
Mm-hmm.
71 was his +/- 89 game winners. He's a Hall of Famer. He's won a Stanley Cup. He also won the Calder Trophy for Rookie of the Year and an 8-time All-Star.
Very good career.
Very good career. Number 2, Brendan Shanahan. 1,524 points, 656 goals, 698 assists for 1,354. He is a +151 in his career with 109 game winners. He's won 3 Stanley Cups, 3-time All-Star, and a King Clancy Award. Look, I mean, yes, I know Luc Robitaille had 8 All-Stars, but this man won 3 Stanley Cups, and he was as tough as they come. He was like Cam Neely, but only with a longer career. You know, Ulf Samuelsson took care of Neely. So he was number 2, another one of my favorite players. Number 1, though, I don't see this even being close. Teemu Selanne, 1,451 games played, 684 goals, 773 assists, 1,457. So he was a point per game player. 95 was his plus minus, and 110 game winners, Hall of Fame, a Stanley Cup, a Calder Trophy, 4-time All-Star, a Rocket Richard, and of course, I can't read my writing, so I have no idea. The Masterson.
Yeah. All right. Not bad. Not bad, Ron. You did pretty well.
Oh, I know it's right on.
You messed up on one spot.
No, I didn't.
And I will tell you this. You have taught me so much about hockey. So when I looked at it, I said, what would Ron be thinking right now? And I had to put Keith Tkachuk at 6. And the reason why I put Keith Tkachuk at 6, 1,201 games, 1,065 points. So when you look at a point per game, Dino Ciccarelli played in 12,032 games, had 12,000 points. Almost made that mark.
1,200 points, you mean?
1,200 points, sorry. 12,000 would have been a record. 1,200 points.
Yeah.
Keith Tkachuk wasn't even close. So
but I do
that's
have to
why
say,
I gave it to Ciccarelli.
And Dino Ciccarelli has that advantage, but he was really a defensive liability on the ice when it's 5-on-5.
I get it. But I'm doing the points. I really focused on the points, but I agree with you. Jerome in Gimla, I had at 4. Again, great career. Luc Robitaille at 3. Brandon Shanahan at 2. I agree with you there. And Teemu Selanne, the only guy on this list that had a point per game. That's why I put him at number 1, even with those 3 cups. Even with those 3 cups, the man, when he was on the ice, was getting a point no matter what.
Right. And that's greatness, right? I mean, Teemu Selanne was a great player.
So we were close. I flip-flopped those 6 and 5.
I penalized Dino Ciccarelli
for the -4.
Yeah, and just seeing them play, Keith Tkachuk was a force. You know, he's one of those guys, and he's another guy that's like a Brendan Shanahan, Cam Neely type. Power forward, tough as nails, wasn't afraid of getting into scraps and beating the hell out of somebody.
All right. Great list, though. Some great players.
Absolutely.
Ron, let's talk a little bit of the Hall of Fame before we move on to our predictions. Congratulations to Ty Cobb and Kobe Bryant, newly inducted into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. Excited to have them in there. And with that means we have new voting going on currently. And we've changed the format a little bit just to make it easier for everyone. Scan this little QR code right now that's on your screen. It'll bring you to the voting. And you will be able to cast your vote for the next inductee into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. And right now in the NFL, we have Dwight Freeney, Richard Seymour, Ray Lewis, Champ Bailey, and Ed Reed, all on that list. Let me see if I still have it up. I can tell you who's leading there. Do I still have it? Yes. Currently in that one, it is Roland. Sorry, my friend. It is tied, a 3-way tie right now between Richard Seymour, Ray Lewis, and Ed Reed.
Wow.
So your votes will count. So we need you to get out there. We need you to vote. Again, Dwight Freeney, Richard Seymour, Ray Lewis, Champ Bailey, Ed Reed, 3-way tie right now for the next inductee into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. Scan that QR code, it'll bring you right to the ballot, and you can cast your vote today to help one of these gentlemen get in, as well as Sports Unfolded first. The sportscasters, again, scan this QR code if you're interested in going there and voting for John Madden, Pat Summerall, Marv Alberts, Vince Scully, or Bob Costas. John Madden right now running away with this one.
From downtown.
Not even, he's not taking a bite out of this one. He is, let's see here.
Just chew that for a few minutes.
John Madden is 67% of the vote right now.
Jesus.
So he is dominating that category.
Who else has votes? Is it just like two people have votes?
No, Summerall and Alberts have votes.
All right. Well, at least Bob Alberts has some votes.
And none for Vince Scully or Bob Costas. So if you're a fan of them, I would definitely want to cast your vote. Scan that QR code. It'll bring you to the polling and cast your vote so we can get these gentlemen inducted into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. It'll be a first sportscaster. So that is our Hall of Fame. And now it is time for predictions, my friend. And what a week. We got 1 week left. It's pretty safe to say you're going to win this season. 4-7 last week for me, 5-6 for you. Danny went 2-3, so he fell a little bit lower on his 50%. Shady and Matt last week, 2-0 on their 2 picks. So hopefully one of them is on now and can see if they can add to that total as well. But we've got some great action this week. So again, if you want to get in, just let us know who you're picking as we call these games out, and we'll make sure we add you to the chart. We're starting off in the NFL, Ron, with the...
It'll matter next month, too.
It will. Tomorrow next week, I was going to say. Tomorrow, you got the Houston Texans. I'm not used to this NFL's Saturday game, Sunday game, Monday, Thursdays. Houston Texans at the Los Angeles Chargers. Who are you taking?
I'm taking the Chargers. They want that first seed.
They are up for the first seed. Houston's still trying to get in. I think they need it more, and I love their defense. Their defense is just absolutely devastating. I went Houston here, and they defense travels. So I think they can go to LA and still be able to shut down the Chargers offense.
I'm picking with my heart today.
All right. Okay.
I don't want Houston to make the playoffs.
Okay. All right. Another big NFL matchup. We get the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Indianapolis Colts. Listen, great story, Phillip Rivers. He's still doing it after 5 years out of football. But this team is falling apart quickly. Jacksonville went into Denver, beat the Denver Broncos. I think they're riding high on this confidence. So I'm going with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, again, I'm going with my heart. You could gain on me this week. I'm going Indianapolis because I need them to win to keep Houston out.
Okay. All right. We also have on Sunday the Philadelphia Eagles at the Buffalo Bills. Ron, who are you taking?
I'm taking Philadelphia. I think the weakness of Buffalo is going to come back and hurt them this week. I think the Eagles need to be on point because they can't limp into the playoffs and expect to come out of it, with a Super Bowl. They have to go into this game and they have to run it right down Buffalo's throat with Saquon Barkley. If he doesn't get 25 plus carries, that's a coaching problem.
I don't trust either one of these teams, but I trust Josh Allen to do things that only Josh Allen can do. They are still fighting for a division spot. I think that they've figured some things out. They've won like 3 straight. I'm going Buffalo here at home.
You have a chance to pick up 3 games on me.
Doesn't matter if I don't. I got to pick up like 7.
8.
Is it 8 now? I don't know. All right. We also have in the NBA, Ron, the Detroit Pistons at the Los Angeles Lakers. That's on the 30th. Lakers just got smoked on Christmas Day. Detroit knows this is always a big game because it's in LA. I think the Pistons come out and just annihilate the Lakers on this one. I went Detroit.
I also went Detroit because I think there are problems now in LA. And this JJ Redick thing looks like it's backfiring.
Yeah, he's pissed.
Like every week, every game he's tough on this team. Oh, we stink, blah 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 blah, and that only goes so far, for so long, and then your number is up.
All right,
Detroit.
All right, New Year's Eve, Ron. You got the New York Knicks at the San Antonio Spurs. Listen, the Oklahoma City Thunder have 5 losses. 3 of them are to the Spurs.
Yes.
Which is crazy to think about. I think the Spurs are a legitimate contender.
Yes.
The Knicks are a very good team, but I think the West is so good that I'm going with the Spurs.
Yes.
Did I just say that?
I am also going Spurs.
All right. I think I stole
Wemby is just, it's not even fair.
Yeah, 7'4" guy that can just shoot and everywhere and dribble, and it's crazy. NHL action on the 27th tomorrow. You got the Colorado Avalanche at the Vegas Golden Knights. Ron, who are you taking?
That's a tough one.
Both in first place.
I'm going to go Colorado.
All right, Colorado,
on the road.
2 losses, Colorado. Dude,
Yeah.
They're dominating. It's ridiculous. They lead in everything.
One's to the Bruins and one's to the Islanders for the regulation losses.
They got the top scorer. They're the top scoring team. The top team goals against. I'm going Avalanche here. It just seems like a no-brainer. They'll lose.
That's what it seems like.
Nothing's a no-brainer this year. Also on the 27th, again, both first-place teams, the Detroit Red Wings and the Carolina Hurricanes, Ron. Since I stole one, I'll let you go. Who you got?
I'm going Carolina. I don't know how Detroit's in first place. But then I thought that way of the Bruins, too. But that division is just flip-flopping all over the place.
I'm going Detroit here. They've won 3 straight. Carolina's lost 3 straight. They're both about the same on the road versus home. I think Carolina right now is in a little bit of a slump. So I'm taking advantage of that and going Detroit. College football, my friend. This is it. We are into the playoffs. New Year's Eve, you've got the number 10 Miami Hurricane at number 2 Ohio State Buckeyes in the Cotton Bowl. I'm going with the Buckeyes here, Ohio State. I still don't think Miami. I didn't think they were going to win against Texas. What have they played the last game?
I'm going Ohio State. They're number 2. Miami, I think Miami is just. I don't think they're as good.
No, I think that
they're just not as good.
All right, and then a handful of games here on New Year's Day. We're going to start off with number 6 Ole Miss, the Rebels, at number 3 Georgia Bulldogs in the Sugar Bowl. Who you taking?
I'm going Georgia.
Georgia.
I think they should be able to handle Ole Miss. They've impressed me though. You know, they've had a great season.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin not there last week.
Out.
Yeah, and Georgia. Listen, I still think they're going to be one of the top teams competing at the end of this playoff. New Year's Day as well. Number 5 Oregon Ducks at number 4 Texas Tech Aggies in the Orange Bowl. I'm going Ducks here. Going Ducks. They go down south for the winter. Just makes sense.
Well, Texas Tech is more orangey.
Okay. I think think they're red, but okay.
Yeah, but it's more orangey
Okay.
than Oregon.
Okay.
So I'm going to go Texas Tech.
All right. All right. Last game, got number 9 Alabama Crimson Tide at number 1 Indiana Hoosiers in the Rose Bowl. New Year's Day. What you got?
It's all roses for Indiana here. I think it continues. They knock off Alabama, and I know that they're the favorites, but it is going to shock a lot of people that they beat Alabama.
I still don't think people believe. I still didn't believe they beat Ohio State. And I think they are legitimate. So I'm going Indiana as well. Yeah. So tune in next week, see how we did on our predictions. And then obviously in January, for all you fans out there at 99.1 WDJY, that contest will be very big because you have a chance to win some great prizes in our prediction segment going against us. So we're excited about that. All right, Ron. Before we get into our final thoughts, if you want to tell all the wonderful people out there how they could become a sponsor of the greatest sports podcast on the planet.
Absolutely. Your ad will be here. We will read the ad, so not only will people see it, but it will be heard on the audio version for Spotify, Red Circle, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, also WDJY and WBOB. And you're going to have thousands and thousands of listeners as well as viewers to see and hear the ad. So send us an email at RIBroadcasting.media@gmail.com. And Eric, it's like I say every time. It's just like going to your local coffee shop, getting a nice peppermint latte or whatever they're called.
Obviously, you don't get them.
I don't get them because I go for the hot chocolate. And, you know, a nice donut with all the Christmas sprinkles on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just like that.
All right.
It's that simple.
Great way to get your business more ears and eyes on it, and a great way for us to continue to grow. So take some time, become a sponsor. We'd love to hear from you. All right, Ron, it is final thought time, and our final thoughts don't necessarily have to be about anything sports related. It could be about anything happening in the world today. You are first this week, so we'd love to hear your final thoughts.
All right. Let's put that graphic up. Look, I'm just going to go over with what's coming up. So January, we're going to have a contest, and it will be open, of course, for everybody, including those at WDJY. Predictions, all you have to do is email the predictions in, and at the end of the month of January, we will pick the best person out of all of those, and you'll have some great prizes. There'll be some great players, trading cards, and of course a shirt. So we're going to have all kinds of prizes for you, and it's going to be pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So, and also next week, January 2nd, we will have our in memoriam for 2025. Always a sad show, but it is our chance to remember all of the athletes that we lost in 2025, and there was quite a few of them. And you know, that's always a tough one to get through. So
every time.
So you don't want to miss that episode. That is always a spectacular one. You get two guys that you can see cry their eyes out.
Basically what happens. Yeah.
So that is what I wanted to do. I wanted to promote those two things.
All right. Outstanding. Thank you, Ron. I wanted my final thought. First and foremost, I want to congratulate Jake Paul. And I'm going to congratulate Jake Paul for this. Sometimes being the villain is smart. right? The WWE does it. They have the heels, right? They have these. When you are that disliked as a person, you know people want to see you get knocked out. And I'm watching that fight and I'm thinking about the amount of money he made because it was more about people just wanting to see somebody that they dislike because that's the character he's created. It's a smart business move. Like the man has done something to make $100 million on a fight by being disliked. It worked great for him because honestly, it made me tune in. Me and my wife watched him get knocked out. We both cheered when he got knocked out. But think about it. If he was a well-liked person that everybody, you'd feel bad. You may not want to watch it, or you watch because you want what the spectacle is going to bring of what he is and what he's done to advertise it. So congratulations to you doing that and making yourself into something that no matter what, people are going to watch just because they want to see. Hopefully the worst part of it for you, but he makes the most money out of it. So it was a great business move. I just thought about it the other day, how many times you'll see like wrestlers go from good to bad, right? Because it helps the story. So great job, Jake Paul, in what he does for women's boxing. I give him credit because I just saw a story with Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya and how his businesses are struggling. This man has created a boxing dynasty now with all these boxes that he's bringing on Netflix and everything else because he was smart about the way he promoted it. So he's bringing boxing back in a way. So good for Jake Paul on that. And then I also wanted to just end with wishing everyone a very happy new year. We are going into 2026 and 2025 has had its bumps along the way, but guess what? I couldn't ask for a better co-host. And I look forward to season 6 of Sports Unfolded because we just continue to do bigger and better things, and 2026 is going to be even bigger. So happy new year to you, Ron, and happy new year to all the fans out there that are listening and watching and are going to listen to us afterwards. I hope you have a wonderful holiday. And be safe.
Very well said. Very
be
well
safe
said.
And be smart. Be safe, be smart.
That's right. All right.
All right. With that, Ron, all I ever ask for at the end of every single show is that we finally get peace on earth.
Have a great day, everybody.